the new hire of $18 an hour.
I'll make a motion that we approve the ordinance 2025-03, amendment number 3 as presented.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, and that's approved. Okay. Plan department is good. We don't have anything going on at the plan commission,
Just,
or does,
I don't know, did you want her to talk about that? I mean, you and I are both on plan, so I didn't know.
yeah, I just didn't know if she had none, so I thought,
Oh, okay.
go right ahead.
Right.
We do have to need to talk about the event permits that you and I have been discussing. There is an event happening in downtown Monrovia, and there's other people doing events. Amy and I discussed, because there, you can see in there, we do have event permits and the we don't have a fee attached, but there are permits that they say we should be having people get. And there's also permit talk in the code of ordinances, which is attached also. I think before we kind of decided we would not do it because it's gonna be all or nothing. If Mary Ann needs an event permit, or Ricky does too. So if we would go this route, we're going to have to make the festival also get an event permit on a much larger scale than what Emerson's is doing on a Friday night. So, I mean, I just kind of want to know where you guys want to go with this. Do you want me to create an ordinance or do anything to establish, because we don't have a fee established? I don't know how we can charge someone if we don't have that fee established.
Here's what we run up against, okay? And you're like, right, we have all these different events, and people want to go ahead and do this, want to do that. My opinion is, if it doesn't interfere with traffic, I don't see why we even need to go ahead and do it. It's not something that's going to interfere with traffic, and if it's something in the business, it's going to go ahead.
I agree
Number
with
C.
it on their private property.
Right.
But at the same time, I know that Henderson, they're wanting to shut down Water Street on Friday night.
Yeah, that might be a different story.
Exactly.
But
And also with construction right across the street now, if you shut that street down at 4 o'clock, well, these construction crews are still coming in and out.
since traffic is a purview of the police department, should we go ahead and just hand that off to them?
Well, that doesn't answer her question. Like, we need to decide if, first of all, we already have the events in our ordinances and our UDO, but we have not been enforcing it. And I feel like what we need to have is a discussion on the purpose of what it would be for. And I feel like we definitely need to make sure that people who are hosting events are insured, especially if they're on our property. Like, if we're having any event that comes off of their private property, then we should have just and K&K insurance, you can get stupid cheap insurance for an event like that. And so I feel like that is the only, I do not want to babysit a bunch of festivals or hangouts or garage sales or anything like that. But I do believe if we're gonna close a city street for like the wrestlers doing the wrestling thing, they gotta have insurance for that. I mean, like, yeah, I want everybody to be able to do what they want to do, but we've got to have a system where Mary Ann gets copies of insurance. And then if there is going to be a traffic issue, then part of getting that permit is our marshal saying, yes, I can cover this. I can monitor this. I'm aware of it. Like, making sure it's on the calendars for the town. So I think it can be a very nominal fee. I saw an email circulate, said something about like, we were going to charge $500 for an officer to go to the backyard collective. Do we know where that came from?
I do not.
Okay. about a
She
fee.
asked me, and I said, I have a question. I did not know what she was talking about. And she had not replied.
I was gonna say, I've never heard any of us discuss charging
No.
for an officer. Like, if we have to have extra officers in for something that, if something big did happen where we had to bring in extra people, then yes, that would have to be something that they would have to pay eventually. We can't just do it forever, right? Like, if we've already got somebody on staff and they can monitor it, great. But if we had to bring in, because it is in other municipalities.
Isn't there already an application created?
I have created an application.
Okay, but it wasn't passed with the okay.
So that, I feel like I'm the only one who's expressed over.
No, I agree. I think it's fair to have a permitting process. I don't think it should be burdensome. I don't think it should be, I think we want to promote these type of events in our community. So we don't want to deter them by making it complicated or expensive. I think there should be a process. I think we do need insurance assurances. And I mean, I don't even think it's a huge issue to close a side street for a Friday night event if we have notice and if we have certain things that we need to outline in place, proper barricades, those type of things, and we know what the duration of it is. I think that we may need to look at some type of more defined amendment to the UDO or an ordinance that aligns with what the UDO outlines, that we can specify.
We could take a maybe you would go ahead and include that.
We had also discussed that we have in our UDOs that businesses require permits because as businesses change, it can affect our sewer and, or, parking, traffic flow, that kind of stuff. And obviously in our UDO, because it is something we should be doing, and we have also not been enforcing that. So I have mentioned to Mary Ann, just fill out a permit and take it to them so that everybody knows that, go and meet the people, meet the business owners, get the process started to fill out for a business permit. I don't care if we make them $5 or no dollars, but anybody coming into the town limits onto our sewers need to have his stamp of approval that we can handle it.
In public safety, and all that plays in, and that's what the event permits plays in public safety. If you close down a street, the town has to approve it. And it's important public safety because if there's an emergency ambulance run and the streets are closed down and they don't have any notice of it, you're going to run into a lot of issues. So as long as people know about it, it's approved. And I think when I applied for event permit before, like when they're open to the public, not on my own property, but if I'm opening something on my own property to the general public or closing down streets and DPW has to drop barricades because you're required to do that. I think it's $20 maybe. And I think it's nominal, but at least everybody knows just in case we're going to go down, like what my event is, the purpose of it, the hours, how many people, and Mary and I have an application that I filled out before. It's all the other town people, when someone does that, this.
Do we have any public comment on that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, a $20 fee if you're closing streets. If it's just, a regular event, something event that, has no effect on traffic, then, we will be.
What's up there?
That's a, you guys
Still,
That's a good idea.
but still, it's something that,
I think we need to look and see about what the public safety issues and all that. We need to let her have some time to figure out what she thinks the permit fee should be.
Yeah, because they're paying people to review all this. I mean, so like church, if it's not closing, it still could be $10 because you still have to pay individuals to verify that it's okay, verify that it's, I mean, it's not coming from cost.
Mary Ann, did you talk to any other municipalities?
I have not.
Okay, I was gonna suggest that we do that.
GPT, and she's very smart. Solicitors, peddlers. I would consider a food truck a peddler in a sense. They're coming to a location, they're selling something.
No, I wouldn't.
It should be.
They're not going
on food trucks.
We're not going to
No.
mess with the tacos, Marianne. I've mentioned this to you several times. Leave the tacos.
In the meantime, I would take the application, establish something, I just want her to make sure what's going on.
The big pushback has been because cities and towns are doing that, and the food truck owners are getting double dinged because they have to pay the license through the Board of Health, which has a much more stringent, obviously, to verify that they're not killing you with salmonella or whatever. But then it's built in events, because a lot of times they have to pay to be part of an event, and then they have to pay the licensing for that town. They don't have the bandwidth to pay every city, town, county.
Well, Danny's gonna oppose it no matter what. anyway.
I'm not for it. I'm for
I
tacos.
don't think food trucks are peddlers. They're not going door to door. They're not, you come to them. Again, I am too. I mean, again, I think we want to encourage some of this community component, and we don't want to become, overly regulatory or burdensome. If we have issues, I think we need to address them. I do think the event process we just discussed is important to have something, but again, simple, not burdensome. And we want to encourage this kind of stuff in our community, not discourage it.
So we'll work on that in the coming weeks on what we need to do. Like we talked about today, reaching out to a couple other municipalities to get their procedures.
I did reach out to Huntsville, but I have not.
And Mooresville has an awful lot of, they have some street fairs, they have Victoria, Christmas, they have food trucks.
I can
So,
say it down, like I
I
said.
think that would be good.
Permits
Oh,
myself.
settlers.
And then like the government, if the town, and the town president, they have to get another permit as well, right? And you can make not-for-profit entities exempt, I mean, that's so the government, not-for-profit. But yeah,
The town of Speedway, which I was involved with, as you know, they have permits for every business that comes in there. It's $50 a year. That way they can have the fire people come over and check things out. They can make sure the building looks safe, that kind of thing,
that's for business permits.
for a business permit.
To the city, I mean, they're under the city.
We have all that. We're just not enforcing it yet.
Anything in the town of Speedway without getting a permit.
And that's all under Indianapolis, because they're a separate city. That's Indianapolis.
Well,
Which is what I'm
it
talking
might be an Indianapolis code, but you have to go to the Speedway, the town of Speedway too, to get vendor permits, even if you're a food.
That goes to Indianapolis. Well, the food truck, all of it goes through code enforcement in Indianapolis.
Well, the code enforcement does.
Mhm.
Well, what we have, they have code.
Speedway does not have their own government.
Oh, they do. They do have their own code enforcement. I've been cited by,
That's Indianapolis.
no, it's not, it's Speedway.
Okay, ladies, you can talk about that after the meeting.
Put the gloves on afterwards.
Okay. Police department.
It doesn't matter, but it really is there. So.
Marshall Wright, police department update.
You should have the stats for this month. We're staying pretty steady. Nothing jumping off the page really, but staying pretty steady where we've been for the last couple months. We were able to sell the surplus body armor